Continuing with our sponsors later, we've got Bayfield Dental down in Bayfield Street, Rosny Park. We have Carling Electrical for all your commercial residential needs. We have Unique Floors up in Newtown Road for the flooring needs, carpets, wooden floors, doors, whatever you'd like. Hop in and to see Tony Rose and Unique Floors. The referees have blown the whistle. That looks like it's Charlie White for today's main fixture. PS4 NPL clash with Olympia FC Warriors hosting Launceston in the city.
That's an important one.
So, welcome here to Warrior Park on the sunny Eastern Shore, and it is a sun-soaked Warrior Park here today. Broadcasting live to you from the Cubby House in the goals on the sidelines, and an interesting game coming our way. The Olympia FC Warriors looking to revive their stuttering league title campaign here. They've fallen off the pace and desperately need 3 points today. Standing in their way, a Launceston City side who, after last night, have slipped to last place and will not want to stay there. Joining me, Andrew Cooling, to talk through this one, Jake Eamon Morgan. Jakey, what are we expecting from this one, mate?
Oh, well, it's certainly two teams coming up against each other who haven't quite gotten as much out of this season as they would have liked to have gotten. But I'll definitely be expecting the Olympia Warriors to get back to their best here today against a Launceston City team that's been largely disappointing this season.
Yeah, they've played some good football at times. They've really struggled to score. We'll go through the teams, and the Olympia Warriors will line up for you today. Tommy Bellini, Jack Callan, he probably playing centre-back, I'd imagine. Jacob Cole in goal. Shay Hickey gets another start. Dogger Brown, the man who's just got him in the lineup, and he's kept him in the lineup.
We didn't need change.org this week. The momentum carried him into the team for a second time this week. Shay Hickey, the savvy veteran.
And the Mountain makes a return at the back. Lucas Hill, 20, Jacob Lehman, probably play on the left wing. Tommy Little, Mark, the business Altman, a couple of youngsters. Jakob Sklanage, no doubt where he'll start. That'll be up top with Warren Ladawu, the postman, on his right-hand side. Paul Stevens played a superb game last week. He'll be in the defence on the bench. Hardwick. Nick Mearns, coming back from injury, is on the pine today. Joffrey Mkoso and the backup keeper, Mitchell Stalker.
Big player to get back in Nicholas Mearns for this Olympia Warriors side. They'll certainly need him fit and firing if they're to really put any pressure on the leaders over the last round of fixtures.
As we move on to the City side in goals, number 1, Lachlan Clark, playing in defence, I suspect, despite wearing the number 9, will be Nathan Butler. Aaron Campbell, very handy player, plays that link-up role between the midfield and the forwards. Number 16, Isaac Indigetto. Looking forward to seeing what he can produce here today. Number 6, Joe Durazio, a youngster who's come in and impressed in recent weeks. Number 5, Shane Egan and Reece Gould. Number 3, expect to see them at the back. Kyle Kelly has been playing in defence, but there seem to be a lot of defenders in this team today, so I'm not sure where we'll see the Irishman. Kyle Kelly. Number 11, Jared Linger. He also has played defence previously, but I think we'll see him in the attacking role we saw him play in the last couple of rounds. Noah Mees will play up top. Dylan Williams, the creative playmaker, in the middle. On the bench, Andrew Compain, Thomas Frost, and the behemoth himself, Alex Rosetto. I'd be starting him on this ground because he could probably throw it from 3/4 into the box. I would have been tempted to give Big Rosetto a start today, I reckon.
Oh, well, you know, I don't mind a bit of Rosetto tiles every now and then.
He's absolute behemoth of an individual, and geez, he can throw a ball a long way.
Certainly got that Rory Delap quality about him.
Yeah, but that'll be off the bench today, unfortunately. So we might see him introduced, but we're just about to get underway here. Beautiful conditions for football. A quick tip before we're going. I think the Warriors will be too strong. I'll say 3-0 today. Yeah,
I think the Warriors will be too strong today at their home ground, and I dare say that it will be a 4-0 victory to the Warriors.
So we're underway here as Stevens plays out from the back to the Biz Ortman. Immediately looking to get it forward for Sklenage.
Got Lucas Hill lining up in midfield today by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. They defended quite well last week, and Callan back there, but an interesting move early on as he plays it forward to the Biz. Sklenage nodded on. And there is Butler, despite wearing that number 9, will be playing in defence today as flagged. Don't know about that. I think you're going to be wearing that number. You've got to be in the final third somewhere, Morgs. Oh,
look, we're always pretty pedantic about numbering systems. It's even harder when you're trying to remember the names of another 200-odd players, and you've just got to go by number alone, and they're just frankly not even sticking with their positions with it. But we'll just have to let that slide, I think, today, Cooling, because we've got a big number 2 in the midfield. We've got a 12 at centre back. We've got all kinds of things going on.
That I can deal with. Just give me the 9 and 10.
Yeah,
they're the sacred ones. I think. I like them. Your 10 needs to be your star attacker.
I don't know. I'm pretty pedantic about 2 and 3 being used for fullbacks.
Anyway, Dylan Williams is on the ball here. He lays it back and just sets up for the volley there, Kyle Kelly, and then launches into the stratosphere.
I saw an absolute nubbin at a futsal match wearing a number 10 in goals too, mate, so we have seen worse.
Yeah, fair call that. There's in goals today, we've got Lachlan Clark for Launceston City, who's been in pretty sharp form since coming in for the injured Smith. And at the other end, Jacob Calvin, a reliable presence, as Lucas Hill looking to make things happen, and he smashes the bejesus out of a cross that goes flying over the bar. It was good work right up until the point of contact there from the mountain.
Yeah, not really sure what he was actually intending to do there. I think he might have been trying to get a quick snapshot on target, even trying to work the keeper, but it really somewhat went up and away. So Clark will get it moving again for Launceston City. Just been quite interesting to see the way that Olympia have changed a few things, particularly in terms of their lineups, with Jack Callan lining up at centre back now and Lucas Hill moving into centre of midfield. And with players like Lucas Hill, you certainly can allow that to happen because he's just so good with the ball at his feet, and certainly see even when he is playing centre back that he's willing to get forward as the ball's played in over the top to what looks like Lehman. He's in a fair bit of space here and looks for the shot, but well saved there by Clark with not a lot of power or direction on it, but still a corner there for the Olympia Warriors. Good ball up the left wing there.
Yeah, making some early inroads here, and looks like the postman's going to come across here and see what he can deliver in the opening exchanges. He delivers it short to the wily old customer Hickey, laid it back. It's well cleared by Butler. Paul Stevens should be comfortable enough picking that one up though. He fought again, slightly more direct approach than we've seen. Jared Linger seems to be playing quite deep. So plenty of bodies behind the ball from City early. This throw in will be taken there and steered away into the middle to Ghetto. Hickey closed that one down. So here is the talented Jared Linger throwing it down the line, looking for DeGhetto. A couple of the youngsters combining. Mees plays it forward, but it's Callan back there, works it to Little, the youngsters in defence. And here is Tommy Bellini. Played it forward for Sklenage. Cuts one way, then back the other. DeGhetto pressuring him. Hickey wanted Lehman to take off, and he just set it into his path. Lehman did really well, battled around Linger, then left absolutely nothing on the cross at all, so it was repelled by Butler. But, nice work to get him behind for a second time here, the Warriors, but just not the end product yet.
Good little battle brewing between Lehman and Linger down this left-hand side. Get a little bit of alliteration in there for you, Cooling.
Always a big fan of that, mate.
But no, they've certainly gone head-to-head on a couple of occasions in this first 5 minutes, the two young lads. Just be Olympia looking to heave it into the box here. Got Sklenage moving in short, or rather Bellini. Ball doesn't quite get to him, and it's just lumped up over the top as the Biz contests and gets somewhat tunnelled, and Probably has the wind knocked out of him a little bit there, but he's up quickly. He's marked the business Ortman. And they've got a free kick in a very dangerous spot here, the Olympia Warriors. They should have a few players who rather fancy themselves over this one, notably Jakob Sklenage.
Yeah, look at Shay Hickey just sniffing about too, just sensing a chance for another
People's
PlayStation.
champion.
The real fan of a long-range blue at Shay Hickey, but Sklenage appears to have pulled rank here and gone, I'll have the first one of the day. And we'll see what the Czech striker can conjure up. 4 in the wall for City. Lucky Clark protecting the other side. Does Sklenage go up and over the wall here? It's a pretty good distance for him. He does just that, and Clark got across and collected it nicely.
Yeah, not the worst free kick there from Jakob Sklenage. I'm sure he wouldn't have minded getting it another metre to the left and another metre up in the air, but did manage to get it on target there, so whilst it wasn't too threatening for Clark, a decent effort there. And they counted pretty quickly here, Launceston City, winning themselves a throw on their right-hand wing, which will be taken by Jared Linger.
Mees away by the Biz, but a chance for it to come right back in, disrupted by Hickey. Right back off to Mees. That one's blocked by Stevens, and it'll go behind for a corner.
Yeah, just probably their first real opportunities to attack here, Launceston City. They haven't had a lot of the ball early on in this game. Certainly been pent back into the Olympia half defending, but ball is about to be swung in here, and it is now, and well claimed by Cole potentially, but he's just let it spill there. Could be hit first time here by the Launceston City player as Bellini looks to get in behind, but well won by the defender in Durazio there. Nice little bit of foot candy sold up this right-hand side for Olympia, but well won by Lehman, who gets a second bite at it then again, but then he coughs it up away. And it will be a throw to Olympia.
Frenetic pace to this one early.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And both teams looking to get at him. It was a really good chance there. Cole spilling that one, recovered well. Just for a moment, thought the opening was there for City as Wadawi sends it in. Sklenage straining to get there, and he did, but just floated one straight down the throat of Clark.
Typical of Sklenage that he still managed to get it on target when he was heading from just about the D there.
He's just always seems to get on the end of it, doesn't he? Jakob Sklenage. A bright start to this game through 8 minutes. Good pace, and both teams looking to attack each other. Throw in taken for Lucas Hill. Lays it back. Little to Paul Stevens. Finds Bellini. He looks to play it through for Sklenage, and it was really well done by Butler. Just to impede Sklenage there. Stop him making a run at the ball.
Yeah, he'll certainly have his hands full there, the number 9. Certainly not talking about his position there. The number 9 for Launceston City today, because Jakob Sklenage is the top scorer in the league and has been one of the best, and a beautiful ball there from the mountain looking for Sklenage, but just overhit slightly there, but looking to get into a good spot there.
So Lachlan Clark again with the goal kick. Last time they came down to this ground, the end of last year, was a win for Launceston City. It's an opponent that has certainly troubled them in recent years. Enjoyed dominance in their head-to-head matchups, but they did claim the points last time they ventured to Warrior Park. Jared Linger with the throw in here. Knees presenting, back to Linger. Hits it first time. Steered away by the Biz Ortman, did it nicely just to get that one away from Isaac de Ghetto, and now they're breaking the other way. Sklenage going to get on the end of his, he takes a touch and then puts it wide. And Jakob Sklenage with an untidy finish, which is very uncharacteristic of the man.
Yeah, that was certainly the word that was springing to mind for me, Andrew. It was a bit uncharacteristic of the Czech striker, who's normally fairly clinical, but definitely getting away to his non-preferred boot there. And certainly one that he had to stretch for, so difficult chance there for Sklenage. Could have Almost been more sensible to just take a touch there. As Clark lobs the ball back into pay for City. D'Orazio goes for the header, but won by Hickey. Linger plays it back down, but it's taken by Mark the Business Ortman, who plays it out wide to Warren Wadawu. He's got his hands full with the Launceston City defender, who commits perhaps a little bit too early there. And the ball is comfortably shepherded out by Dylan Williams for City, but a throw in again in a dangerous spot for the Olympia Warriors here.
Yeah, always a threat in the narrow confines of Warrior Park. And a chance.
Or rather, it's filtered out for a corner actually by Dylan Williams, so even more threatening. Will the postman be able to put in some decent service here?
Well, Mees won the header to steer it away. Plenty of tall timber to pick out for the Warriors today, as they appeal for that one and get the decision. And Linger gets things moving with a throw in to D'Orazio. The youngsters combine. Oh, he's just unnecessarily going with a back heel. Sklenage had a really good back heel, but it won't be allowed to develop because the foul had already been blown.
Yeah, really good hold-up play and strength there from Jakob Sklenage, because he was getting a fair bit of a tug there, but used his strength well to hold it off and could have perhaps even kept going despite the fact that the foul had been blown. But certainly in a very threatening spot here, and you could expect the People's Champion to go the top left corner right here.
Yeah, does he just dink one up for the tall timber or go himself? He points as if he's going to set it up, and he does just that, and it's headed over the bar in the end. Making good contact with it was Jack Callan, I think. It was a lovely ball in.
Who's the postman again?
Oh, Shay Hickey with
Look at that service.
the retired postman, perhaps. It was a good ball, and yeah, he's Callan coming through.
I dare say he should have scored that one almost. That was a beautiful ball in from Shay Hickey.
Wasn't far away. They've got some serious targets to pick out. The Hill, Sklenage, Little, Stevens, Callan. Some serious height in this Warriors side. D'Orazio's closed down by Hickey. The throw in will be taken. Low by Deghetto. Left it only for the Mountain. He spins nicely on it and then lays it back for Jacob Lehman. He finds Bellini. The youngsters combining, and then that was surely a foul on Deghetto. And it's brought back for it.
Did have a pretty glorious view of that foul from over here in our forward military bunker that we're operating with today at Slice of Cheese. Oh, we've got a beautiful view here, Ash. As the ball is lumped in by Linger, but comfortably repelled by this Olympia defence, and Bellini looks to get the ball out wide to the postman. But nothing doing there, and the ball is just put up on the roof of the Olympia Warriors rooms. When in doubt there, says Kyle Kelly, the Irishman.
I think it'll be safety first approach from City today. There's a good throw in, releases the Biz, but he was shut down by Campbell. Williams with a rather dicey ball that went straight to Bellini, who was somewhat ambitious, trying to take that one down and smash the volley in top corner. Not his best work, but it's going to turn out all right, because they'll get a throw in a good area.
Yeah, well.
So he gets off.
It's always a tough one for a player when you miss by 90 degrees.
The sweetest contact, Egan duelling with Hill, eventually cleared by D'Orazio. Handball against Mees there, surely. An easy decision for Charlie White. Back to Paul Stevens.
Nothing natural about the position of that hand right there.
No. Here is Bellini, been busy early. Drops it back to the Biz. Chips it for the overlapping run from Lehman. Clark across. And works it out of play and just gets a little bit of Lehman for good measure.
Oh, I love to see that from the goalkeeper. You know, you're going to spend the vast majority of the game watching what's going on, so when you get a chance to get involved, you might as well, and you've got to leave a bit of a boot in.
Make him earn it.
Make him earn it. Let him know that you're here. Let him know you won't pull out. It's good goalkeeping there from Clark.
He's been an impressive figure in the Launceston City goals since coming in for the injured Smith.
All unnecessary risks that pay off are worth it in the end, aren't they?
Well, that's it. Sklenage cleverly tried to feed Bellini. This might break for the Mountain. Whisking across was Kyle Kelly. And he smashes it behind for a corner.
Yeah, certainly he does seem to be playing by the philosophy safety first here today is Kyle Kelly, the Irishman, with that one just getting thumped away for a corner. The postman taking his time to get over to it. I haven't had a look at the assist chart this year, Andrew Cooling, but surely this man, Warren Wadawu, must be pretty close on it, but not some of his best work there as the ball's given away pretty quickly after the corner from Bellini. But yeah, not sure if you're aware of whether or not Wadawu would be the leading assist getter this year.
Probably not, due to the games he missed through injury throughout the first full round, really. It took a while before getting back into the team. Missed quite a few games with Wadawu. He was over in Africa for a little bit, but I think if you were going per game, he'd probably be right up there. He's having a fantastic year, and if we included the cup, then he'd probably be top, because he just put old Nelson to the sword.
I do remember that game.
It was like
8 assists or so.
It really was a Christmas Day type setup. It was a very busy postman. He was mailing a lot.
Yep.
And Sklenage very much the beneficiary. And this one's a foul on Isaac Deghetto by Jacob Lehman.
It's a pretty quality name, that one, isn't it? Deghetto.
Definitely not how it's pronounced, but it's how we prefer to go about it, so we can use Elvis references ad nauseum.
It's Deghetto.
I've been told it's definitely not, but I really do like that Elvis song, so sorry, son. This one's going to spill his way. He kept it in well there. Works it forward. Campbell works it back.
Just imagine what we could pull off if he and Grunwald played in the same team.
We'll have to wait for the next City v Everest game for Afs. Lehman works this one all straight to that man Deghetto. He crosses. Cross poorly though. Straight to Jack Callan. Didn't make the most of a good opening. Now Shea Hickey. Round Ortman. This game is flying at a tremendous pace at the moment. Once again, Kyle Kelly. He's just got a policy of belting the bejesus out of him every time he gets near it.
Oh, why not?
He's just launching these balls into the stratosphere, the Irishman.
Peter Saville would love this player, I would think.
Sent flying over our dugout here. It's an extraordinary start with this one from Kyle Kelly. Fair enough, the defensive ones. I think that one might have been a bit of overkill, but
well, there's always a bit of Catholic doubt with the Irishman, so he's just showing his doubt here, and he's removing it pretty quickly.
As Wadawu gets there before Clark, who made a vital block in the end. I think he was just inside the area, so it was all right, but geez, that was close. Warren Wadawu is still arguing the point with the linesman there. It's almost brought undone at the back. Here is Wadawu. Lucas Hill there as well. Kelly into the middle. Now Dorazio. Works it forward to Deghetto. Releases it early over the top, looking for the run of Campbell. Almost got there. The man known as Soupy, but couldn't quite get his toe to it. Steer away again. It's going to come back through Egan. Now Dylan Williams gets a chance and he lets fly from range, but straight at Cal there. And City just starting to grow into the contest a little.
Yeah, they are. They've certainly been showing a lot more over the last couple of minutes and starting to create a bit more pressure upon this Olympia Warriors side. And it's been largely due to players like Dorazio really starting to get a bit busier in the midfield and starting to link up a bit more with players like Mees and Deghetto, who've looked a little bit isolated up top for the first 15 minutes or so. But yeah, they're just starting to show a bit more here from Launceston City. Perhaps that they'll be putting up a bit more fight here today. As we see Stevens just come under a bit of pressure from this Launceston City attack. And Cole plays a ball that puts Bellini under a lot of pressure, and he almost manages to keep it in, but just copying a little bit of a spray there from his goalkeeper is Bellini, wanting him to go to the Pep Guardiola school of sticking to the touchline a little bit more there from Jacob Cole in the Olympia Warriors goal. Not too happy about that one. He's certainly fired up out there today. Give me a little bit of a shove to the left winger of Launceston City, and Olympia look to get it going pretty quickly, as is a trait of Cole's game. But Warren Wadawu and Sklenage not looking quite on the same wavelength there, and they're starting to look a little bit frustrated, a couple of these Warriors players now.
Yeah, finding this City side quite tough to break down. Doing a good job, the midfield, getting back and supporting, making life tough for them. Here is Lucas Hill, turning on the ball. Jared Linger trying to claim that one. We had a pretty good view of it, and it's got to say the right decisions have been made. Lucas Hill. Oh, did the Biz no favours there, and now Campbell over the top for Mees, who's out after this. Callan bodies up with him. Lovely touch inside, and then a volley to the top of the box. Williams, just steered away from him.
Oh.
Well done by Tommy Little.
Yeah.
Did just enough to disrupt him, and the moment passes. Thought that was going to be Dylan Williams smacking that one goalward, but
yeah, certainly would have been a one-on-one chance with the keeper there for City if there hadn't been that crucial intervention right there. But Warriors are moving forward on the counter pretty quickly through Sklenage, who plays the ball into the box, and People's champion Shea Hickey can't quite get there, but Lucas Hill will recover the possession before it is allowed to run out. He plays it into Mark the Business Ortman, who little short one to Adawu, who finds Bellini. Very congested in there, out to Shea Hickey. Now the Mountain, back to Hickey. Hickey's got a wide man outside in Little, but Little's harassed pretty quickly by Dylan Williams, and nearly gives the ball away, but it's covered again by Mark the Business Ortman, and they're forced back here, the Warriors. Pretty solid defending there from Launceston City, and they'll have to try and create another chance, but the crossfield ball for Lehman doesn't quite work out. Really well defended there from City after some pretty nice passing to get themselves into a position there, the Warriors.
So Lachlan Clark get things started again with a goal kick. The Biz saw that one float over his head. Stevens back to Tommy Not So Little. Now Jacob Cole shifts it down there. Little dueling with the Williams. All over him there. Play allowed to continue. Williams with a centering pass. Hickey tracks back and does what he's been doing for the best part of a decade, and just chopping out those balls into the middle of the pitch. He so excels in that role. Here is the Biz. Jack Callan. Dicey past that. And a free kick. Malone there. Another foul on Dylan Williams, and there's been a few early in this one. A rather chippy game so far as the cross is played in. No one waiting for it at the back stick though. And Bellini can come across to collect. Bellini sending past Dorazio. Misplaced his ball for Linger. Lucas Hill. Now Bellini. Just charges down the line past Jared Linger. And then ran straight into 3 green shirts. And now it might be Mees back the other way for City.
Pretty big unit, old Mees.
He's got some serious size about him, that fella.
Always love to see a good battering ram up top.
We'll be able to break through today. Here is Clean Cole. Goes across to Little.
It's not a myth.
It's not a myth, it has been proven. Just waiting for the props to be produced by Scott Morrison in the House of Parliament. Just a cutout of Jacob Cole. Proof of the concept.
Well, he is a pretty good source of energy for this Olympia Warriors side too. He will light a fire underneath players if they're not performing to his illustrious standards, that's for sure. Which you need from your keeper. They've got a pretty crucial organisational role in the team, and you need that.
They do indeed, as Mees looks to jink round one. Can't get round the Biz, who did well just to break it up. He's been tenacious so far in midfield.
He's more shoulder than a silverback gorilla, that boy.
He's bustling about, and this one's a chance now for Sklenage. He's played in behind. Jakob Sklenage wants to get on the right, and that is curled home to perfection. Just waited and waited for the keeper to move, and then bang, curls it home. Sumptuous stuff from the Czech striker.
Yeah, and that is absolutely what we've come to expect from that man. What a fantastic finish on that right boot here from Jakob Sklenage. Didn't panic at all, just took his time, let himself settle onto his preferred right boot, and then just places a curled effort to the far corner. It is a beautiful result for the Olympia Warriors, and it will get them to 1-0 at this stage, taking the lead early in this half.
Just the patience he showed there. Waited for Clark just to move a little bit too near his post, to open up the far post, and then place it there to perfection. And puts the Warriors 1-0 ahead here. And Jakob Sklenage doing what he does best.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this City side respond now, because they are playing a team that's some way up the table compared to a team that's just slipped down to bottom after the efforts of Clarence United the other day against Mark Broadbent's Kingborough Lions side. Threatening again here, the Warriors, so Launceston City will really want to try and get a goal back quickly here. It'll certainly allow them to try and play that solid style at the back that they were able to play for the first 25 minutes or so of this game before Jakob Sklenage was released.
Here's Paul Stevens, works it to Hickey, Hickey to Lehman, back to the People's Champion, and he goes to Callan. Broken up by Dylan Williams though. He chips it forward, Mees to give chase. Callan under pressure, worked it to Little, and Ben Brookfield getting a touch there. And goes to Kyle Kelly with the heave in the Mees direction, flicked on, but only to Paul Stevens, who's looked completely in control at the back throughout the first 25 minutes, Paul Stevens.
Yeah, and Callan hasn't looked too bad back there either, so you can see the versatility that they've got within their squad, because they're allowing this man who's on the ball right now, Lucas Hill, to start operating a bit further up the field, and more than capable at doing that role despite the poor ball that he's just played there.
Yeah, I think in the absence of Cartwright and Mearns through injury, it's a necessity really to push Lucas Hill into the middle, and just need that extra strength. And I think a good move from Kenny Weston.
Are we expecting Big Carter's back?
Not for a few weeks, I don't think. We'll be hoping to have him back for the FFA Cup, that's for sure. It's the Olympia Leichhardt Tigers they've drawn. But, Lucas Hill, a very capable option in the middle. With the defensive depth really they've got at centre-back. Callan, Little, Stevens, Hill, they've got no shortage of them. Sklenage again, Vandermeer. Oh, bang, Jacob Sklenage, if you don't mind. Cool as the other side of the pillow. Drills it to the far corner. It was laconic almost. And the Warriors lead 2-0.
I'll tell you what, he's caught me just thinking there, really, rather than watching the game there, Sklenage. I'm going to have another look at this goal. Yeah, quite a clinical finish there from really nothing, just kind of crept it away into that bottom far left-hand corner there. From really quite an innocuous sort of goal, you'd have to say there, Cooley.
Well, the defence was back in position.
Yeah.
They seemingly had the situation handled, but they just sat off half a yard too far, and Sklenage says, all right then, I don't need a second invitation, and drills it to the far corner. Tell you what, might have a hat-trick here in a second. Lucas Hill gets on the end of it. Lucas Hill holds it up, waits for Wadawu. Warren Wadawu cuts it back for Hill.
And he does.
Well,
and it is the hat-trick for the Czech striker, and it has occurred in about 4 minutes flat.
Was that him or was that Lucas Hill with the final touch? Either way,
No, it was him.
It was 3-0.
It was the great man, Jakob Sklenage, hat-trick in 4 minutes here.
This is just extraordinary development here. They've fallen apart.
We'll have another look at it. It just rolls through to him here from Lucas Hill, and he'll have a piece of that.
He's got a hat-trick in 4 minutes.
Wow.
Well, that's possibly the ball game already.
Yep, I think that we'd have to say that is just 5 minutes of pandemonium from Jakob Sklenage. What a fantastic attacking prowess from the young man, but equally you have to say that this Launceston City defence that looked so good for the first 20-25 minutes have just utterly gone to sleep here in the last 4 minutes, and Jakob Sklenage has just put them to the sword in that time, as all qualities will do. Just Stephen getting the ball onto that man Sklenage again, who looks to get it out wide to Lehman. Lehman looks up but can't jink his way past to Ghetto, and the ball goes over to Dylan Williams, who's been working pretty hard in attack for the Launceston City boys here today, but can't quite find Mies there.
So Jakob Sklenage, just when Braden Mann was sniffing about another golden boot, he said, yeah, that's close enough,
nope.
Braden. We'll just put that buffer up. He's 3 goals already. And you're right.
And he could have more.
Well, he could. Just the City defence just seemed to have gone to sleep there for a few minutes. The first goal, just rather than snapping them to life, has just seen them calamitous at the back, really. I mean, there's been no pressure on these runners. It's been all too easy. And the Warriors sitting pretty with a 3-0 lead. And Olympia absolutely flying. And goal scoring's been a real problem this year for City, so it's hard to see where they're going to come up with a few goals to get back into it. As a long ball over the top releases the postman, he'll chip for Hill. Sklenage has 4. Well, it's 4-0 now, and it's getting very ugly. Jakob Sklenage has 4 goals in 6 minutes. This is extraordinary.
Oh,
The postman puts it on a platter, he stretches, and they got another one.
the Czech Sadio Mane, if you don't mind. He's getting busy here today, Jakob Sklenage. It just kind of leaked to him, really, at the far post there, because I thought Lucas Hill had scored it for a minute, but no, he just got the final touch in there, and that'll be 4 goals in 6 minutes for the Czech striker. And you can just hear the Olympia president crowing on the microphone over there, can't you, Cooling?
George is a rather happy man, a rather shrewd investment Jakob Sklenage's proven today. I think that's his 20th of the year now.
Yeah, it would be getting pretty close. I think he was around about 14 last time I checked the top goal scoring charts, and that was a couple of games ago. So they're on the burst here again, Olympia, and pretty ugly foul there on Lucas Hill, and he's just gotten straight back up after it and shoved Kyle Kelly to the ground. So those two certainly looking a bit fired up about it, but seemed to be a pretty clear foul on Lucas Hill there. Could be a slice of cheese for both of them there, really. Yeah, there was. I think it was for Kyle Kelly. Just have to have another look at it. And looks like another slice of cheese dished out there too to the mountain Lucas Hill for his reaction after the push.
Yeah, he's just clipped him off the ball there, and fair to say Warren Waddell wasn't terribly pleased with him.
Almost playing the peacemaker there, the fiery Irishman and the big mountain coming together there. More like a fantasy novel in a way.
Well, finally caught up typing up all these goals. Cramping the fingers the way this one's going as Hickey sends it to the back post. This one's going to fly over the mountain's head. Just a bit too much on that one. But really, after a pretty tight opening 20 minutes, the Warriors have made safe the points pretty early in this one. And really now it's just how many's Jakob Sklenage going to put away today?
He's got more in him, I think. Jeez, he could have 30 or 40 by the end of the day if he keeps up at this rate.
So what, I reckon if anyone from up here like our Tigers have tuned in, they've got a pretty good indication of who they need to be looking out for when they meet in the FFA Cup. Although he's had a couple of absolutely put on a platter for him. As Hickey works it to the biz, lovely first time ball for Lucas Hill. He chips it long in the Sklenage direction. Linger tracking back, but he's goal side Sklenage. Well done, Jared Linger. Came across and puts it behind for a goal kick. Okay.
He makes those runs off the shoulder of that central defender so well, doesn't he? Just drifts into that space, and you can just play diagonal balls to him in behind all day, Sklenage. It's not just his striking ability that's quite good, but also his ability to get into good spots.
Yeah, a few better. He's in again here, is he? Just steered away from him by Gould, and Clark collects in the end. Just temporarily bringing a halt to the Jakob Sklenage show here at Warrior.
Another pretty hefty foul coming in there. And another slice of cheese dished out there for the Launceston City player. Can't quite tell who that is.
Campbell, Soupy, I think.
Oh, yeah. Big fan of minestrone by Campbell's.
Yeah.
It was
He lived off it for a year, as I recall.
That was a pretty full-blooded beef stock pot right there. Yeah. Nothing weak and watery chicken noodle about that one.
So we have another look at it on the replay, and
Shea Hickey gets the ball back into play here, and it's punched clear by Clark.
Dawu nods on. Sklenage away from him by Butler. And then drilled it down the middle by Egan. Mees laid it back. Campbell trying to make something happen, but Tommy Little in close proximity. 4-0 the score. If you're just joining us, Jakob Sklenage has all four, and in the space of about 6 minutes. He's turned the game on its head here. As DeGhetto nods on. Durazio. That's it. Stevens in control, and back they go to Cole, who chips that one back to Stevens.
Oh, poor ball there.
Dodgy ball.
Intercepted by Williams, and what can he do with it? Plays it out to Campbell, but again, nothing really doing there. But probably their best chance that they've had, Launceston City, and probably have to say that Williams probably should have taken that shot on himself there. Lehman just gives the ball away, unfortunately for the Olympia Warriors, but they look to get back onto it, and DeGhetto somehow manages to keep it in when I thought it had gone from play, and plays a 1-2 with Williams. DeGhetto jinking up the line now and plays a ball across, but just comfortably into the arms of Cole there, and Olympia will get looking to move to counter quickly again. People's champion Shea Hickey just plays it over the top to the Mountain. But he gives it up pretty quickly to Campbell's, who in turn immediately gives it back to Lucas Hill. Bit of a comedy of errors going on over there for a second.
Not the crispest, just a play of passing there. He's just fell there after he got rid of it, was Gould. A free kick blown there. And Shelley White just going to have a word here with Campbell, who wasn't terribly pleased with the treatment Gould received after he got rid of the ball.
Probably one of those ones where he says, you're on a yellow, mate, be quiet.
Yeah, just pipe down some.
You certainly don't want to risk putting your team into a situation like that when you're already 4-0 down. It could certainly get very messy after that.
Definitely not. Another foul here, so they're making their way down the pitch through free kicks, and Dylan Williams with a chance to try and codger something up here. And he sends this one dangerously towards Egan, who was all alone, but skied the header over the top, just couldn't get up and get the header down. It was just a bit too high for him.
Have a look at his body shape here, just leaning back a bit on the header, so can't really generate any power onto the target there, unfortunately. Had probably just jumped a little bit too early and probably just a little bit under the ball there. But a pretty good ball in from Dylan Williams there, you have to say. As the postman looks to get on the ball again here for the Olympia Warriors. Plays it over the top looking for Bellini, but it's headed away by Linger. DeGhetto gets up into the ball. Only as far again as Bellini, who recovers and looks to play back to the Biz, but comfortably intercepted there by Dylan Williams, who can't combine with Mees, and Olympia recover the ball once again, looking to spread it out the other side this time. Dawu just looks to chip it in over the top to Lucas Hill, and he's got Sklenage for 5. And what a save there from Lachlan Clark, and what a clearance off the line from Linger. Well, you've got to give him credit there, because despite going down in this game, they certainly haven't given up, and that is a beautiful double save from the keeper and the player on the line there for Launceston City. Certainly one for the highlights, Andrew.
Yeah, Jared Linger with an exceptional block. I thought it was good.
Have a look at this save from Clark.
That's top draw from Clark, and then Linger stretches out the boot. Just denies him oh so close to being 5. Sklenage will probably feel he should have scored, but take nothing away from Lockie Clark in goals there from City. And Jared Linger doing well too as Bellini works it back to the Beers. Lucas Hill wanted the diagonal put onto his noggin. They opt against that, instead go along the deck and build from the back. Callan charging forward, worked it to Wadawa, looked to play the 1-2, but it's broken up there by Gould. He now sends it back the other way, but standing in the way was the business Altman. Sklenage with a back heel that Wadawi wasn't expecting. Butler, Kelly. Kyle Kelly dwells and then sends a lovely ball in there to Isaac Togetto. Turns, punches it in the Mees direction. Silky first touch from him. And then a lovely chip through ball for Dylan Williams. Williams turning, he's surrounded, still going. Williams lays it off and a chance now. The shot blocked. And into the hands of Cole.
Just wish he'd pulled the trigger a little bit earlier there, Dylan Williams. Himself into a really, really good spot too, but the defence was quite brilliant.
Oh, he's been flagged off. Sklenage thought for sure he had a fifth. That was a tight call.
It was a very, very late call too from the linesman over there.
Love to have a look at the replay of that. I thought he timed it pretty well. It was the defender on the near side to us who would have been playing him on. That's a bit too late in the face, but just jinx around the keeper if you don't mind. Not that matter, but Jakob Sklenage.
And he's got 4, and he could have pretty easily had 6 or 7 already.
It looks like a substitution is in the offing here. Kyle Kelly has been replaced. And hang on a sec. Just seems like maybe a double sub's been pulled here. Frost has come on. And I think Big Rosetto's trotted on as well. So a couple of changes. See the other player who has come off there. I saw Kelly go off, but we've got Rosetto and Frost both coming on. So with a 4-0 deficit, Ben Brookfield has said, I've had enough of this.
Pulled the trigger.
Got to make some changes.
He has pulled the trigger on the underperforming players and said, you're out of here. Certainly ruthless coaching, you have to say, especially when there's only 4 minutes left in this first half.
Waiting around. It's a half time for him. Is Egan the other one who's come off? I think it might be Egan who's also come off. Yeah, can't see him out there anymore. So Egan and Kelly replaced by Rosetto and Frost as the Mountain looks to get round Linger. It's out of play. And at least we'll have the cannon. Rosetto launching his long throws in, which might be an avenue for City to try and claw some way back into this one as Lehman has got Togetto for company and knew he wanted to play it on the left. Throws to Ortman now. He'll stand this one up. No, instead he goes back for the Hickey, who sends it across. Lovely chip through ball there for Tommy Little. Little for Sklenage, just holding off a defender and then turned into trouble though. Wasn't aware there was a defender on his blind side. Now Hickey. Back to Paul Stevens. Lehman. Hill. Now Ortman. Patiently waiting, nothing really opening up, so back he goes to Paul Stevens. Just happy to keep a hold of the ball at the moment, the Warriors. And now Hickey pulls the trigger and goes long, looking for the Mountain. And Linger's touch goes back to his keeper.
I'm not sure if Linger really meant to do that either. It kind of hit him in the side there and just fortunately went back to his goalkeeper as DeGhetto tries to jink around Lehman, but didn't really do anything other than run into him there for a second. Cole will look to the Olympia Warriors rolling again. So some pretty brutal play really in this first half from the Warriors, who've come out here, and we've seen Jakob Sklenage hit 4 in 6 minutes, but just hoping to hit back here through Campbell, Launceston City, who can do nothing of any real end product there, unfortunately. Another goal kick to Cole. Cole gets the ball going again through Callan, but they look pretty comfortable as they trundle towards the end of this half. Olympia certainly not looking to try and belt in another goal just yet. Happy to sit back and be quite comfortable with a 4-0 lead. They certainly could have had more goals, and it's just when this Launceston City defence has allowed them to be sucked up the pitch a little bit that they've really threatened in behind, because they've got some really lethal and quick players in their front three, that's for sure.
So it's Cole at the back. We tick towards half time here. Lehman plays it in short. Now Bellini. Bellini to Sklenage. Just a little deep, lost it there. Mees affecting that one. Back they go again. I think the City players would be pretty happy to head into the sheds here. Shell shocked by a brutal 4-minute period. Williams down the line, but Togetto wasn't anticipating it and hadn't made the run. It was pretty well worked in the end by Dylan Williams. Just not on the same page as his fellow attacker. Dawi stretching, but couldn't quite get there, and the big figure Rossetto plays it forward. With Dawu back to Hill. Carlin. Now Cole.
Sting has certainly gone out of the game in the last 3 minutes, Andrew.
Hasn't it?
Just might have heard a little suppressed yawn from you over there a second ago, but no, it's certainly been the Olympia Warriors just really holding onto the ball in their own half for the last couple of minutes here, and they're just really looking forward to getting into the change rooms and getting the congratulations for being 4-0 up at half-time, because it's been quite a comprehensive performance, really. They've only really allowed the 2 real chances to come in for this Launceston City side, but really the story of the first half is that man, Jakob Sklenage, with 4 goals in 6 minutes. A pretty incredible display.
Yep, at half-time it's Jakob Sklenage 4, Launceston City 0. They flicked the switch and in a dominant period of all but secured the points here. It would take something pretty miraculous for City, given their goal scoring problems. Hard to see, but there's probably more goals to come, so do stick with us. You might see the Czech striker bang in another couple. He looks in ominous touch today, but half-time here, this one looks well and truly over. It's 4-0 in favour of the Warriors. We'll leave you with the highlights and be back for the second half shortly. Cross it all, so it was repelled by Butler.
Sure, or rather Bellini. Ball doesn't quite get to him, and it's just lumped up over the top as the Biz contests and gets somewhat tunnelled.
Inside the Sklenage go up and over the wall here. It's a pretty good distance for him. He does just that, and Clark got across and collected it nicely.
Not minded getting it another metre to the left and another metre up in the air, but did manage to get it on target there, so it wasn't bad. Ball is about to be swung in here, and it is now, and well claimed by Cole potentially, but he's just let it spill there. Could be hit first
the
time.
opening was there for City as Wodawi sends it in. Sklenage straining to get there, and he did, but just floated one straight down the throat of Clark to get that one away from Isaac Togetto, and now they're breaking the other way. Sklenage going to get on the end of his. He takes a touch and then puts it wide. It's just dink one up for the Tell Timber or go himself. He looks as if he's going to set it up, and he does just that, and it's headed over the bar in the end. Jacob Lehman. He finds Bellini. Youngsters combining, and then that was surely a foul on Togetto. And it's brought back for it. Drops it back to the Biz. Chips it for the overlapping run from Lehman. Clark across. Whacks it out of play, and Shaky. Round Ortman. This game is flying at a tremendous pace at the moment. Once again, Kyle Kelly has just got a policy of belting the bejesus out of him every time he gets near it.
Oh, why not?
Rest it forward to Togetto. Releases it early over the top, looking for the run of Campbell. Almost got there. Come back through Egan. Now Dylan Williams gets a chance, and he lets fly from range. Straight at Cole. Who's out after this? Callan bodies up with him. Lovely touch inside, and then a volley to the top of the box. Williams just steered away from him. Well done by Tommy Little.
Yeah.
Did just enough to disrupt
He's
it.
moving forward on the counter pretty quickly through Sklenage, who plays the ball into the box, and People's champion Shea Hickey can't quite get there, but Lucas more shoulder than a silverback gorilla, that boy.
Bustling about, and this one's a chance now for Sklenage. He's played in behind. Jakob Sklenage wants to get on the right, and that is curled home to perfection. Just waited and waited for the keeper to move, and then bang, curls it home. Sumptuous stuff from the Czech striker.
Yeah, and that is absolutely what we've come to
It's the depth really they've got at centre-back. Calvin Little, Stevens, Hill, they've got no shortage of them. Sklenage again, Vandermeer. Oh, bang, Jakob Sklenage, if you don't mind. Cool as the other side of the pillow. Drills it to the far corner. It was laconic almost, and the Warriors lead 2-0.
I'll tell you what, he's caught me just...
Gets on the end of it. Lucas Hill holds it up, waits for Wadawu. Warren Wadawu cuts it back for Hill.
And he does.
Well,
and it is the hat-trick for the Czech striker, and it has occurred in about 4 minutes flat.
Was that him or was that Lucas Hill with the final touch? Either
No,
way,
it was him.
it's 3-0.
It was the great man, Jakob Sklenage, hat-trick in 4.
Problem this year for City, so it's hard to see where they're going to come up with a few goals to get back into it. As a long ball over the top releases the postman, he'll chip for Hill. Sklenage has 4. Well, it's 4-0 now, and it's getting very ugly. Jakob Sklenage has 4 goals in 6 minutes. This is extraordinary.
Oh,
The postman puts it on a platter.
that was a couple of games ago, so going to burst here again, Olympia, and pretty ugly foul there on Lucas Hill, and he's just gotten straight back up after it and shoved Kyle Kelly to the ground. So those two.
He chips it long in the Sklenage direction. Linger tracking back, but he's goal side Sklenage. Well done, Jared Linger. And across and puts it behind.
more details to come at the beginning of this week. And that will be Olympia FC Warriors playing RPL Leichhardt, a team of Italian ancestry in Sydney, New South Wales. Remind you about our canteen open and of course our wet bar, so if you're hungry or if you like an alcoholic beverage, you can either go to the canteen and see Stewie up there in the wet area and he'll be happy to serve us all a beer
Such a mark!
or a wine and also
That was such a blatant
scores around the league for round 13. Round 14, in fact. We have Northern Rangers finally getting a win against the Hobart Zebras after 4 years of the NPL. They beat defeated Zebras 1-0 up in Launceston. We have Clarence United after a long string of losses, finally getting a win. 3-0 to Kingborough United. We have South Hobart shooting at the top of the table, defeating Devonport Strikers 3-0.
Yes!
This game at half-time, we have Olympia FC Warriors 4, Launceston City 0. All players are on the pitch. We're now waiting for Charlie White. And hopefully he'll show soon and we'll commence the second half. We also have a pleasure announcing the 2017 Evening with the President. We're holding this function, Evening with the President. Tickets are available from Julia Rapids if you would like to come to the Evening of the President. That is a dinner fully laid on with a guest speaker. So that's the an evening with the President. Tickets are available. There are 22 tickets left. So we would like you to help us out there and purchase a ticket off Julia Rabbits. Charlie White is now making his way back into the field, ably assisted. Of course, when you gamble with Betfair, you do gamble with your own risk.
So welcome back to Warrior Park. Jacob Sklenar leading Launceston City 4-0 here. And it's a long road back for City. That begins now as we start the second half. And Nick Mearns has been introduced for the Olympia Warriors, looking at how they're lining up. So an early change has been pulled here in the middle, and I can't see the People's Champion out there, so I think we might have seen Mearns for Hickey here. Kenny Weston is the sub they've made. I don't think City have made, well actually they have. That just Compain who's just passed back, so City have used their third substitution as well. Who's off for them? DeGhetto maybe. 100% no, DeGhetto's just come in here, he's moved to left back. So I'll figure that one out, but anyway, Campbell's got them started here. He chips it over the top for Mees, but the ball just overhit a little. Cole collects. Warren Wadawu, lovely ball down the line. Plays it for Sklenage. Sklenage turning and crossing. It's headed away. Here's Dylan Williams. Williams for Mees. Controls it. Back to Dylan Williams. Punches it down the line. Looking for Campbell. Step over and then turns back onto the right. Lays it back for Williams. Williams chipping it in there. He's got a couple to pick out. It's thumped away by Tommy Little. Now Altman. Lucas Hill Looks to shoulder a barge there. Linger hold him off there with strength. The throw in will be taken by Lehman. Goes in to Hill. Volleys back to Ortman. Ortman to Stevens and Callan at the back. Tommy Little. Finds Wadawu. Forward he goes. Williams. They work down there and it's chipped away. So I think looking at the other players going off here for City might be. Anyway, it's Lehman at the back. Dicey ball inside. Made Mearns work for it. Did pretty well in the end though, did Nick Mearns. Dawu running at Ghetto. Steered away, and I think Butler is the player who's made way. So the third and final substitution for City is campaign for Butler. So they're out of subs for the rest of the day here. The Warriors bringing on Mearns for Hickey. There's Campbell on the right wing here. Chips it only as far as Stevens. Forward it goes. And Tommy Little on the ball now. Campaign just happy to sit off him. No real tempo game. Olympia, I think, would be happy to just get through without any further injury. City going for pride at this point, and this one's overlapping. Clark flies off his line, collects, fumbled a little but recovered it and chipped it down in the Ortman direction. Stevens plays it forward. In the middle, Ortman, Mearns doing nicely. Good to see him back out there. Player the Warriors are going to need as the season wears on. Here's Campaign. Worked it to Williams. This one's overlapped. Surrounded by Warriors shirts. One of them was Bellini. Played the look-away pass for Sklanage. Jared Linger out across to Karalim. He looks for the little nutmeg, but Linger says, I'm having none of that, and then puts it out of play. As Jake Morgan just slides back in alongside me here for this second half of action. Anything standing out in the opening couple of moments here for you, Morgs?
No, nothing in particular so far. It seems to be largely following the same script as the first 45, as this ball's lumped a long way to Hill, who gets a shot on target, but not a lot more than that. So a little diagonal ball there from Tommy Little to Lucas Hill, but no, this this first 45 was pretty indicative of how this first 5 minutes of the second half has gone. So we'll largely be hoping for Launceston City that they can manufacture something, having gone through their subs pretty early here, wanting to change things up. But also saw Olympia with that substitution in central midfield. Be good to have a look at how Nick Mearns will be adjusting to his return from injury, because he's a pretty extraordinary central midfield player. And there he is, lumping it across to Lucas Hill, who heads back across the face, but the mullet of infallibility says that he has just strayed a little bit offside there, and I'm inclined to agree with him.
Yeah, good decision, I think, there from the mullet of infallibility on the near touchline here. Getting a good close-up of that one today. As this one's lumped forward. DeGhetto gives chase. That was always going to be a tough ask getting that one. So a couple of Tassie's finalists just stride on past there. And now clean Cole, not so clean, regular Cole in fact, just an up and under. Little up against Mees. Wadawu turning, the lightning fast speed of the postman. He is just putting on a show out there, was it Wadawu? Here's Ortman, chips it forward, that's broken up.
Ball was on a string attached to his foot there.
So they've built nicely here. Now Soupy Campbell with a chance to deliver something. Good header from Stevens. Altman will just shepherd that one and allow Cole to come through and collect. I'll tell you what, since that sun's gone behind a cloud, it's dropped about 10 degrees, I reckon.
Yeah, it certainly has.
It's got cold very quickly here at Warrior Park as Wadawu.
Still 2 degrees warmer than it would be on the Western Shore, Andrew, as we both know quite well, being men who grew up on the better shore.
They have a superior side as this one's sent across to Lehman. Lehman, oh, clever. Jinked around a couple. And now he's got a chance to put a cross in. He keeps going. Just run out of room, Lehman. Just too far ahead of him.
Yeah, made a good run, but tried to take on a little bit too much there, Lehman. But good play from the young man to be surging forward into attacking areas. Certainly not letting that part of his game go away, even though they're in a pretty comfortable lead here, the Warriors.
Loves bombing on, does Jacob Lehman.
Well, I've seen him line up on the left, at left back before too, I'm pretty sure. Lehman on occasion, but
played a bit there last year, in particular Lehman. As Wadawu, clever little reverse pass into Sklenage, who's offside. He finished it in the most emphatic of style, but just straight.
yeah, and he had, and that's actually
Far side.
was D'Orazio playing him on just there potentially, because he'd certainly slipped offside relative to the centre backs, but I do think that D'Orazio was potentially just playing him on there, so maybe feel a little aggrieved to not have 5 here, Jacob Sklenage.
Bullet dodge, and I'm sure he'll have another chance to make it 5 before the day is out. And he's moved on to 20 goals, top of the NPL Tasmania goal scoring tally. Callan heads this one away. The Biz Ortman pressured by Compain. We're looking to prove a point after that first half. He'll have a good chance to press for a start in future weeks if he can make something happen here. In the second 45 with Dawu to Sklenage. Bull pressuring him, he worked it to Little, who's just snuck up top. Mearns wanted it, but instead he decides to skip around Frost. And DeGhetto just whacks it out of there. And Cole casually with a little touch.
It was a very casual touch, wasn't it? But a pretty good touch.
Just in complete control, really. Very confident with his feet. Jacob Cull. Stevens to Hill. And back to the young chap Callan. He spreads it wide to the postman. And he goes with the central chip in the Sklenage direction. Clever little back heel to set up Hill. Gould smashing that one clear. Knees up against Callan. Wadawu will get the chance to go again here. Just left it a little short there for Mearns, and now Mees can take it away. He's got some support from D'Orazio, but just a poor pass in the end. And charging out after that one. Lehman just got it away in the nick of time. Now Mearns found his avenue blocked off by 3 green shirts. Oh, well done Compain, gone around the mountain. Now to Ghetto. Playing in defence today. Lining up at left back at the moment. Here's Ortman. Got it to Wadawu. Shipped it down the line for Sklenage. Sklenage looking to run at Gould. He fancies himself here. He checks one way, then the other, and then smashes it over the bar. What a goal it would have been. He did. Gould all ends up. But
yeah, we'll have another look at this replay. This way, that way, and go get a hot dog, Gould, he says. And then just belts it up and over the top. Yeah, not bad.
Classy stuff from Sklenage. That would have been the best of the lot. Just over the top. Here's Lucas Hill. He's fancying a goal, and he's got a chance here. He smashes it,
and it is a goal.
Smashes it home. The Mountain makes it 5. He just got the sense he was hungry for one, and that's sat there nicely.
Yeah, the rangy movement of the Mountain has been a threat all day, and he probably deserves a goal with the attacking positions that he's gotten himself into. As we hear the trademark siren go off. Where was it for the first 4 goals, Cooling?
Yeah, just rather subdued siren today. This Callan just picking that one off the roof of the wet area over there. And going nuts. That was out in force at the FFA Cup draw the other day.
Oh, wasn't it?
And a 5-0 lead now for the Warriors. They are cruising.
Now Mees looks to play it in pretty quickly for a response. It was Campbell with the chance just there, and now see Compain. he just opts to hold on to the ball rather than pressing the attack, but they were in quite a threatening spot there. Lehman getting into a little battle with D'Orazio as Hill looks to play in behind what looks like Sklenage. Sklenage gets the turn and it just whizzes about a metre wide of being Jakob Sklenage's 5th goal. He's come close on a number of occasions to adding to the 4 he scored in 6 minutes. But just about a metre or two too wide there from Sklenage, but they're threatening every time they go forward, this Warriors outfit. The ball's just headed into the back of Williams by Mearns. Warriors recover the ball. Wadawu to Mearns. Mearns gets his head up and sees Lehman out wide, but intercepted by Linger. He had Mees in a fair bit of space, but he just drifted offside now. Opts to keep running, and the big mountain comes through and cops a bit of a shirt tug as he'd won the ball back. So Linger gives the free kick away to the Warriors, and they'll look to launch yet another attack and add to their 5-0 lead.
Yeah, been doing it pretty comfortably. Have the Warriors absolutely flying as they look to reignite their season that has rather stumbled over the last month. It's been
What's he got for Gould this time?
Just zigging and zagging, going one way then the other.
Yeah, Gould wins this round. I think we'll give that one to him.
Yeah, some support from Jared Linger helping him out. Needed it, Sklenage. Yeah, man on a mission today. So 3 points today. The Warriors will look to close the gap back to 7 points heading into the final round of fixtures. And not insurmountable. Going to be very tough. They're probably not going to be able to drop any points over those last 7 weeks. And then they'll have to rely on probably some results elsewhere. And probably a Devonport South Hobart draw when they meet. Maybe the Zebras doing something. It's a difficult road to the championship. Those Hill heads it, and it's cleared off the line. Oh, well done, Compain. Got his boot there to deny Lucas Hill a brace.
He certainly rose very high there, Lucas Hill, didn't he?
Yeah, got up. No good contact, but
typically great service from the postman there.
I think it was Compain on the line who's denied him as Olympia look to go forward again, just really sniffing blood in the water now and sensing the chance to fill their boots a few of these Warriors attackers, I think.
Yeah, I think a few of them have got a sniff out there, but yeah, just thinking back to that table there, given that Devonport and South Hobart still play each other, and I think the Warriors still play both of those teams, that there still is the opportunity, I suppose, to get back into it. But yeah, it's really going to require dropping no points essentially for this Warriors outfit, and they'll have to go and defeat both of South Hobart and Devonport City, who are rather Devonport Strikers, which is no easy feat, that's for sure, in the NPL Tasmania.
Yeah, see, if they were to beat, say they beat South Hobart in a couple of weeks' time and they close the gap to 4, then you still need South Hobart, even if you are perfect, to drop another 4 points. Maybe Devonport can do that.
They could draw with each other.
You'd still be relying on as somewhere along the line, somewhere else has to take points off the top couple, and no one's looked particularly likely at times this year. Zebras early on, absolutely, but they've fallen away and copped some injuries. They're probably the most likely.
I still think, Zebras are a good enough team. It's very, very solid at the back, and I'm just missing seeing a bit of big Lukey Hoog on the end of the Peter Saville long ball treatment for that Zebras lineup.
Yeah, at the start of the year they were absolutely flying, top of the table after 7 rounds, but did unravel for them. But they're still the team that could probably shape the title race, but look, it would be an extraordinary comeback if Olympia were to do it. It does seem largely a 2-horse race at this point, and South Hobart drew first blood in that battle yesterday with a massive 3-0 result, as this season could well go down to the wire.
The big story of yesterday not being the actual result, but the return to fitness of Albie Lazinski, the big unit up front again.
In case our viewers thought Albie watch had ceased, absolutely not. Like a member of the
Still
Knights
going
watch.
today.
There's this one over the top. That'll be a foul blown, but yeah, Nick Morton, very fine performance from him. A couple of great goals as they beat Devonport 3-0, and moved to the summit, did the Warriors. Sorry, the South Hobart side. The Warriors conceding the free kick here, and Compain will take it, but it'll be a tough road back for Devonport, but more than capable and do play South Hobart at home. And it should be an intriguing final full round of fixtures. This is the last game in round 14. Everyone will have played everybody twice. And we're into the final straight as of next week. As they look to build from the back here through to Lehman. Chips it down the line for Sklanage. Running at Gould again. And crosses this time for Wadawu. Couldn't quite pick him out, but he'll track it down eventually. And lays it back, and Bellini is denied by Frost. Made a good shot block there. They're just hanging on as Mearns is clipped from behind, and that'll be a slice of cheese for Campbell, which is his second. So that is the end of Soupy Campbell's day, and it gets worse yet.
Is that
for Launceston City?
I think that yellow card was potentially for persistent fouling, rather than an actual singular cheese challenge there, because it didn't look like it was entirely worth a cheese, but
either way, his day is done. Aaron Campbell goes off, and it really is turning into quite a graveyard for Launceston City here today.
Yep. And you just think that it's probably only going to get worse for them from here on out. They're going to be inviting pressure from here on. Oh. Yeah, perhaps a bit stiff unless it was the persistent foul that's gotten that one in there. And jeez, I tell you what, that was just begging to go in, and it just wouldn't, would it, Ash? So a bit of a goal line scramble there for the Warriors, who were looking to put on a sixth, which somewhat took me by surprise, really. But very, very close stuff there from the Warriors. The Launceston City now down to 10 men, 5 goals down as well. It's certainly not looking pretty so far, as De Ghetto almost gives up the ball to Wadawu, who goes down in the box, but doesn't really give an appeal for the penalty there. More of a coming together than a foul, really. Let's just have another look at the replay here from the delivery. The header across the face, and it's almost rolled off the keeper's back for a second there from Clark, and yeah, pretty stellar save, really, in a sense.
Not sure he knew a whole lot about it, but he kept it out, and that's his job, as the NPL coaches are so keen to remind us.
All coaches and managers are obsessed with that one, aren't they? Keeper, a keeper could throw themselves 4 metres across the goal face, and a coach wouldn't blink. They would just say that they were doing their job.
It's just a little short on praise, I think, a few managers, although Saville, certainly the king of that last year with his Nico. I'm not sure you could describe it as praise, as this one will be swung in by the postman towards the back post. Lucas Hill, the target of all these free kicks now, and why not?
Yeah,
he's monstering this defence. Eventually, they should be able to clear, though.
It's a pretty good
dodgy
decision
back
to
pass.
move him into
Played in Mearns. Mearns is brought down, and White points straight to the spot, and they'll be presented with a chance to make it 6.
Wadawu was pretty quick to jog over there too. I think he's saying that he wouldn't mind a goal as well. He's sick of just giving him away to people for fun, but it also could be Mearns to take, and he's walking over pretty confidently because he's won it.
Paul Stevens now telling them all to clear off. Well,
they're all getting in on the act. You know what? Give it to Clean Cole, I say. Get him up there.
I think Paul Stevens has just said, I'll snare this. Well, he didn't even seem to have a claim, but he grabbed the ball, and that's the smart approach. If you're going to have an argument about who gets to take it, make sure you're the one with the ball. There is the lesson for everyone at home. So, Paul Stevens
with the penalty
to step up and try and make it 6.
In this 1960s glare that we've got going on. Very psychedelic.
Isn't it? Yeah, a bit of Jefferson Airplane going on or something. Anyway, it's going to be Stevens to try and make it 6 up against...
Geez, they'll be on to him if he misses this one, his teammates, won't they, after he's pulled rank here, Stevens.
And just told the couple, just get out of here with a big forceful point. I'm having this, he said. So you better dispatch it, Paul. And he does just that.
Does,
well, that's
emphatically.
why. That's why. When you got a penalty taking technique like that, superb stuff from Stevens.
The thing that I also love about this goal is that none of those forwards have congratulated him over scoring it. They've just given him daggers as he's jogged back because he's pulled rank and taken the penalty for himself and emphatically scored it as Stevens, and good on him. Always like to see a centre-back get on the score sheet.
Just a few glares, the defence getting around him. But at the end of the day, 6-0.
Why not? Why not give him a go? As City get this game going again. 6-0 here at Warrior Park. Can Linger manufacture something for them, looking for D'Orazio, who looked to be held a little bit there by Lehman. I'll just leave that ball for Dylan Williams to get going again. Yeah, certainly seems like a foregone conclusion, this game now. Recently some rule changes mooted potentially about bringing the game back down to 60 minutes, and I'm sure the Launceston City players would be in favour of that right now. Cole comes and punches it away, and Campaign looks to chip, and it's just gone off the crossbar. How unfortunate for the lad who just picked off a pretty ambitious effort with Cole well off his line, and definitely worth a replay, that one, because probably their best chance that they've had all day, Launceston City, and so cruel for them to not score there. As Warren Wadawu now looks to get Olympia moving forward. A little bit of combination play there, but cut out a little bit, and then a 1-2 played with Bellini. And Bellini has scored the 7th for the Olympia Warriors here, and they are running riot now. They're all getting involved in this rout here of this Launceston City team, and the goals just keep coming, really. Yeah. Such a disappointing end to that after Campaign nearly scored up the other end. It's just gone straight up the other end, and Bellini with the 1-2 with the Mountain, and they will help themselves to another one, the Warriors. Pretty extraordinary play here, really. They get the ball rolling yet again, and it's Mees who's going to just run the whole pitch from the kickoff pretty much, and looks to find Williams, but comfortably defended by a combination of Little and Wadawu. Wadawu comes away with the ball in the contest again. Some appeals for a free kick, but a yellow card really, rather than a call in his favour there for Dylan Williams. So referee just letting him know that he won't take any lip from him. He did. So it will be Callan to get the ball going again. Just plays it across the face. He looks out wide to Paul Stevens, scorer of a penalty. And they look to get going up the left, but nothing doing. Just have another look here at the Campaign attempt. Cruel, really, isn't it? Very, very cruel, that last one, because for a team that's really been copying a beating here today, when you get an opportunity like that, it's all the crueler when it just deflects off the top of that crossbar. They look to get it moving again down the right, where they've had a lot of joy today, the Warriors, but this time only Jordan Mees. And the ball just peters away again for a throw-in to be taken by Thomas Little. Really seems this game has just settled into moments of nothing really going on or occurring, and then Olympia will just pop up with a moment of brilliance and score another goal.
I'll tell you one thing that has been solved in all this, though, is what happened with the Launceston City subs. Lachlan Clark, their goalkeeper, is the one who's going off, and that is Butler, who's standing in net for them. On the far side there. not a lot he's been able to do. He's been on hiding to nothing since coming in, so that's why that change was made with Compain coming on. And Butler has gone into goals and has just faced an absolutely merciless Warriors side determined to put as many past him as they can.
I did wonder why there seemed to be, there was a moment of deflections from Mearns putting in a ball. We'll just forget that thought because Dylan Williams has played through Mees and he's one-on-one and he's slotted it. And they deserve it. You know what? The Launceston City players, because they've kept fighting and they've gotten a bit of a consolation goal here, and it was a beautiful ball through from Dylan Williams, who's worked really hard out there for him today, and he's played a nice ball through to Jordan Mees, and Jordan Mees has got the goal.
Noah Mees, in fact.
Goal, rather.
A very tidy finish from the youngster there. He's come through. Dylan Williams setting up Noah Mees, who races onto that one, and a promising young striker. We've seen some good signs from him today. Some good hold-up play. It's been a pretty tough day to be a striker.
He's apparently only playing on one knee, so good on him.
Yeah, he's got some serious work going on that right knee there. It's a fair old brace.
The cyborg.
But lovely finish there, and I think a real player of the future for Launceston City, Noah Mees. And took his finish quite well there, and this is the side of the game I've liked. He's that good target man. So back to 7-1 the score now. There's Noah Mees, moves it back. Probably a little more than a consolation goal, but that's what they're going to keep fighting for. The Warriors are going to keep hammering home, so you're going to try and hit them back the other way, which they've done.
To be fair to Launceston City, when you are managing to still get that consolation goal, it does give you something to build on when you move in seasons forward, because certainly if you are willing to pick up one goal, which easily could have been two if Compain's chipped shot from outside the box had been perhaps a metre lower, so if you're working with those kind of numbers, if you start to get a defence that begins to play together like they were for the first 20 minutes, if you can get that going consistently, then you can really start to be a competitive side. But so not all doom and gloom here for Launceston City, and yeah, quite a brilliant goal from young Mees up front. As D'Orazio just clears away a bit of pressure there from the Olympia Warriors, which have been building for some time.
Worked forward by Lehman. Steered away a little bit sloppy at the back there from Big Rosetto. Out of play, and the Warriors can reboot as we head towards the final 15 minutes. And there is the cannon of Rosetto. I'm not sure if he just thought he'd have a crack at the goals with Cole creeping up there.
Yeah.
Launched it. Cole eventually gets back and plays it to Stevens. Lehman turns inside and then goes back to Paul Stevens, across to Jack Callan. Tommy Little the next in line there, and now the postman further on down the line should he wish to go that way. He does, and he'll run at Deghetto here. Warren Waddell, he drives to the byline, crosses for Sklenage, but Gould read the intent, got in ahead and cleared, and Sklenage just realised this perhaps a chance to run onto that one. Just didn't quite react as quickly as Gould, but he did well in defence.
Certainly didn't seem too happy with himself after that one, Sklenage, because it was typically brilliant delivery from the postman.
Silver service as always.
See the business Ortman look across to Bellini, gets his head up and runs forward and just plays a little jinking pass away to the Mountain, who was almost looking like he was about to hit that one, but he just plays it into the postman. Looks to walk through the defence and really whacks across to Sklenage, but he couldn't quite get on the end of that one, so perhaps not the typical service there from the postman.
I reckon it's in two minds there, shot or cross, and ended up splitting the difference between the two with a bit of a shosh. And this one's nodded forward by Mees. Williams continuing to work hard for City. Closed down by Compain, but he had no idea where the ball was after it cluttered into him.
Certainly whacked him in his arm, but it was definitely in a very natural position. Nothing he could do about that one, and he looks out wide to Deghetto, who really looks to have hurt himself after that one. He must have been in a little bit of pain.
George Marcus just showing off the foot skills there for all the viewers at home. Still got it. As Dylan Williams looks to maraud forward now. D'Orazio back to Linger. Plays a nice one too, Jared Linger. And then gets held up and the mountain comes in and it was good night. Across he goes to Lehman. Turns inside. Oh, Wadawu was bursting into space down the right flank. They've gone down the other one. They still might get it to him eventually. That they do. Here's the postman inside the box. Shut down well by Frost. Close it down and behind it goes for another Warriors corner.
Yeah, and they'll carry a threat here from this set piece. We know that they will. Certainly will be looking for the head of the big mountain, Lucas Hill, on this corner. So we get the postman looking over the ball here. Does have Bellini on short, who's come across, and he goes with Bellini. Bellini jinks the ball across, but headed clear by Gould. Mearns just plays the ball back quite comfortably there to Lehman, and Lehman further back to Cole, just seeming pretty comfortable to hang on to the ball here, the Warriors. Cole will switch it back out the other side through Stevens. Bit of Craig Moore about what he did today. Just quite comfortable with passing this ball across their defence at the moment with no real forward pressure coming from, but lovely jinking run there from the mountain again. Showing really twinkling toes for a big lad here. But he just gives us away this time. And
offside.
Oh, Campaign
Offside.
was looking for Mies, but we had a perfect view of that one and he was about a metre offside. Just needed to hold his run there. Can't really forgive allowing yourself to stray like that when you have such space in behind you to run into.
So a change being made here for the Warriors. I think Joffrey Nkoso coming on here for Bellini. And Jacob Lehman also being replaced, I think, by Hardwick. So a pair of changes there for the Warriors. And he'll drive forward here. That'll be cut out by Frost. Forward he goes. Ortman back to the new man on the park in Hardwick. And went back to Stevens, who retreats all the way back to Cull. Little, now Callan. Ortman back to Callan. Onwards Arwood. Sends a direct ball over the top, looking for the runner Mearns, who applauds the service, and it was a pretty good ball from Warren Wadawu.
Good keeping from Butler too.
And now Mies with a chance to get in behind. He's up against Callan, but there was Cole, composed at the back. Just
nonchalant almost.
Jinked around him. Don't come at me with that, he says. Just jinked around Mies.
Almost nonchalant, you'd have to say. He just very, very composed there. He just looked like he didn't have a care in the world.
Forward they go again. Another
chance to get on.
And this will be worked back to Butler, who thumps it away. Ortman just coughed it up a little cheaply there to Jared Linger, but he won it back. Such is the determination. And then played it to the mountain. Steered away.
Just getting a little bit of congestion in the midfield there, the Warriors, so they opt to look back to Cole. Plays it out wide to Stevens and makes him work for that pass. Goes up again to what looks like Hardwick, I think.
Yeah, Lachlan Hardwick, just 15 years of age.
Just
Lachlan
15.
Hardwick.
Certainly makes me feel nice and washed up.
Yeah, he's doing well to be playing NPL football in at top side at that age. Plenty of talented youngsters coming through here at Warrior Park as Hill fancies another one. Instead lays it off for Sklenage. Lovely little turn. Plays it through to the substitute in Koso. It was denied there by Butler.
Well, look, I don't think Butler can feel too bad today coming in as a non-keeping keeper. He's popped up and a little bit of John O'Shea about his performance today. Hasn't been too awful. Certainly been under the pressure and certainly not something he'd practice every week, so good on him.
Yeah, pretty tough ask when you're a defender and you get thrown the gloves. As I reckon Hill's just broken up a very promising attack of his own team there, but Mearns fires anyway and smashes it over the top. The Mountain thought he was playing defence for a moment and just blocked off Nkoso's ball that was going straight to him. But probably not going to matter too much with the score. 7-1 inside the final 10 minutes. Flicked on by Mearns to Stevens, and he'll go back again to Cole. So the Warriors will end around 14. A thumping victory. But still plenty of ground to make up. To the middle it goes. Wadawu to Ghetto.
There's a reason why we call it the sunny eastern shore, isn't it? Look at this.
Right in our eye line too. Good battle there between Compain and Tommy Little, and Little got the better of him, which led to Compain just bowling him over.
I'd suggest that you don't have a chirp either, Compain, because the referee today has just loved dishing out a cheese for any dissent that's come his way. Certainly quite authoritarian in that manner. Mind you, if I was in the position of most referees, I'd probably dish out a fair few cheeses with the grief that players give you.
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty good game.
No, I agree.
Charles White in the middle today. So this one's chipped forward. Trailed by Williams and Zetto. Close to Compain. Compain turning back to Williams. Numbers went out for the Warriors. Mearns and Hill. Promising combination, those two. Good to see Nick Mearns back out on the park after a few weeks out with injury. Such a key man for him as this one's driven down the middle of the mountain, gets on the end of it. He takes a touch, it takes him wide. Just goes to the byline and then crosses onto the roof. Sklanage unable to get on the end of that one. He's had a quiet second half, Sklanage, but he did the job in 6 minutes in the first half.
Well, exactly. He's done nothing for 84 minutes, Andrew.
But a very, very good 6 minutes from him.
A pretty extraordinary 6 minute spell. May just make up for the other 84.
I'd have thought so. He's been fantastic today, Jakub Sklanage.
No, but obviously I'm not being serious there. He's had a pretty extraordinary game, as we've often come to expect, and he's getting into another threatening spot here, Jakub Sklanage, and he's linked up really well with this man, the Mountain. As the Bears has a go, and it's horribly deflected, and Butler will be feeling quite fortunate that that one didn't just creep into his goal there, because it took a wicked deflection. Saw himself in a little bit of space there, the business, so he thought, why not have a go? And they get it going short again. Comes to the business. Falls to Mearns, who can hit them, and he does. And I have no idea what just happened then, because I've been blinded by the sun. And
got a touch on it in the end, the keeper there. Does it deny Mearns?
yeah,
They'll have a corner here for Warren Wadawu. And he'll look to swing this one in. He does that to the back post. Lucas Hill was there. He won the header.
oh, good save from Butler.
He parries that one away from Callan, and then it comes back in, and it's well over the top. So they're really just firing them off from anywhere at the moment, these Warriors players.
Yeah, didn't quite hit that one with the requisite technique, Mearns, but when you're 7-1 up, I think you've got a little bit of a licence to have a go with a couple of shots like that, as Mees looks to get in behind again and just has a whack with the lazy left-footed shot, which goes straight down the throat of Cole, but could have done worse than that. So they look to get it going again through Dylan Williams. He's got Compain centrally. If he can get his head up, he looks to cross out wide to Linger. Linger gets his head up and tries to get a ball in, but blocked out there by Hardwick. And just a disappointing touch there from Compain, gives the ball away, and the Olympia Warriors are on with considerable space out in front of them here. It's got Wadawu making a long overlapping run on the white. Plays a 1-2 ball there with Ortman, who gets it out wide to Wadawu, but they just hang on to the ball for a second here, and it's intercepted by Launceston City. They go through Linger outside as Hardwick looks to contest the ball. He wins it well. Switches it to Mearns, and Mearns shows a trademark silky turn and wins a throw-in for his side. Just coming towards the last couple of minutes now.
And getting rather thankful that full time's coming here because that sun's disappearing, and we've got a little slice of cheese for someone on the city bench. And in fact, a red card for the bench, and I'm not entirely sure who that is. Kyle Kelly, is it?
It is.
That is Kyle Kelly, who's been red carded from the Pine, so he's been subbed off after 40 minutes, and now he's been red carded on the bench. Not having the greatest of days, the Irishman.
Oh. Oh, geez. If looks could kill, I'd be kissing the referee goodbye right now, because that is just a look of furious anger there from Kyle Kelly after being sent off from the Pine after being subbed on 40 minutes. I don't think he'll be too happy with the way things have gone here today. But yeah, certainly not one to take any dissent, this referee, as we did flag before calling.
Well, something's been said. I'm not sure what, but something's clearly not been well received by Charles White. He's going, right, that's your day. Off you go. You can move 2 metres to your left and stand for the final few minutes. So that's glamorous end to his day. Mearns now sending this one wide for the postman. And the postman lays it back. Tommy Little combining with Wadawu. Now Callan sauntering forward. Hill was impressed. Volleyed away though, but only as far as Warren Wadawu, who chips this one in. Sklenage didn't really fling his leg at it with any real conviction and just placed it rather at the goalie in the end. And now Jared Linger looking to lead out a counter-attack, but just let it get a bit too far out ahead of him. He's broken up. Mearns spins one way, then the other, gets it across. Wadawu, Ortman, Callan, Stevens, now Hardwick knocks it forward. This is lovely flowing football from the Warriors. Just held up a little. The Biz with a nice pass for Lucas Hill, who smashes it nearly onto the highway. Didn't get that one right, but geez, it sat up nicely for him.
Oh yeah, it was in a good amount of space too. You're 7-1 up. Why not have a bash when you're a centre back getting played in the centre of midfield? Have a bit of fun, mate. But yeah, didn't quite execute that one the way that you'd want. Wadawu looks to get on the ball again, showing his trademark skills there. And the ball gets played across the other side now for the Warriors to try and manufacture a chance. It's Mearns and Ortman combine, and then Koso, the left-hand side, he'll look to turn and run at the Launceston City defence. Looks to turn back inside. Plays a nice ball into Hardwick, who finds Wadawu. Goes for the service, and it falls to the Ortman. Lucas Hill now. Sklenage. He turns, he shoots, and probably wins a corner there for the Warriors.
Nah, just got it all wrong, I think. Just hooked it, the old snap hook off the 5th tee, that one, from Sklenage. Might have just frozen up a little bit. But misses the chance to make it 8.
Really thought that took a bobble off the defender.
Chance to clear the lines here as we tick into added time here at Warrior Park. A pretty successful day for the Olympia Warriors. Certainly as a club, the women's team beating City 3-2 in the Super League earlier, and now the men absolutely putting Launceston City to the sword in this one. 7-1 against the 10 men of Launceston, but the damage was done early on when they were still at 11, when Jakob Schlener put them to the sword and scored 4 goals in 6 minutes to set up this big victory. Here's Little. Oh, just drops the shoulder, comes inside. He pick out a pass now. He tried to work it to Mearns, who eventually got there, turned sharply back the other way. It was clipped, and a free kick.
He says, I like this.
And he grabs the ball, and he'll probably have a look and make sure that Paul Stevens isn't working. And I think there's no doubt that this is Mearns' ball. Can he put a cherry on top?
No, here comes Cole.
So a chance.
I don't think so.
For Nick Mearns. As the sun sets over the hill in the distance, Nick Mearns with a chance to put the exclamation mark on top of what's been a big victory. Mearns steps up and curls into the head of Jared Linger.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked to have been Jared Linger's head right then because that came in with a fair bit of pace, but well defended by the face of the young man there.
Yeah, the wall
doing its job.
Doing its job, absolutely.
Just like keepers.
This one's worked across to Tommy Little. Little ball for Mearns. He's shown some nice flashes and probably a reminder of the class they have to come back into this side. His little cameo off the bench today. Forward they go. Sklenage. Played it off for Mearns. Played it to
Koso,
who couldn't quite control it. And it rolls through to the keeper. So, can't be too much longer left here, I thought.
We'll just see how much of a sadist the man in orange is.
Tommy Little carries it forward, goes to the postman. He crosses. Sklenage takes it and couldn't get around Gould. And now Lucas
Hill will have it.
Lucas Hill adds another one. And we'll finish 8-1 to the Olympia Warriors. The big mountain getting up there for another one. He's enjoyed the chance and has really just driven the final dagger home here. Gould just mistiming the clearance straight to Hill, who said, "Thank you very much," as Francis Cullen rings that bloody annoying horn for the final time today. And 8-1 it ends. Well,
you'd hope it was the final.
I say that. Who knows?
This game has certainly had a habit of just surprising you with a goal out of nowhere. And, oh, he has a go with it, Williams. And
just wonder if maybe the ref could have just blown the final whistle after that goal went and just said, "Let's do it," rather than making them all get back set again.
Well,
but
just answering the question that I posed earlier, I think, calling. So
it ends 8-1.
ends.
A thumping victory to the Olympia FC Warriors as they close the gap to 7 points with 7 rounds to go. It's going to be very, very hard, but they do what they needed to do today. They take care of business and they get back on track. And it ends pretty comprehensive. Jakob Sklenar, the star of the show, with his first half really set up the victory. And once they went down to 10, it really got hard for City at the end there.
Yeah. Once they'd lost an extra man, or rather, once Olympia had gained that extra man, there was really no way back into the game for Launceston City, because they certainly did have chances throughout the game. City, as you can have a look at those stats just there was not a complete shortage of chances for them. They did have a couple of opportunities, but we'll just run you through the highlights now with the goals, rather. The goals mostly coming from that man, Jakob Sklenage, and this is the first of 4 that he scored here today at Warrior Park. Quite a dominant display from the man, and all of it coming within just about 6 minutes, I think it was, 6 or 7 minutes it was, cooling. So just a dominant display from that man in the first half, which really set them up, and they were quite comfortable after that, despite me stealing a nice consolation goal for them.
Yeah, he did it very nicely. So that is all for us for a big week of football. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. Stay tuned to Slice of Cheese for all the wash-up. Thanks for calling this one, Jakey.
No problems.
And we will be back next week with more action from the PS4 NPL Tasmania and PFD Women's Super League. But round 14 ends with the Warriors thumping victors 8-1 over Launceston City.
We also have on board Betfair, betfair.com. www.betfair.com to service all of your hunting needs. Remember, you gamble with risk.
And he does just
He
that.
does,
Well, that's
emphatically.
why. That's why. I mean, you've got a penalty-taking technique like that. Superb stuff from Stevens.
The thing that I also love about this goal is that moving forward, a little bit of combination play there, but cut out a little bit, and then a 1-2 played with Bellini. And Bellini has scored the 7th for the Olympia Warriors here, and they are running riot now. They're all getting involved in this rout here of this Launceston City team, and the goals just keep coming, really. Such a disappointment. There was a moment of deflections from what Mearns putting in a ball. We'll just forget that thought because Dylan Williams has played through Mees and he's 1-on-1 and he's slotted it. And they deserve it. You know what? The Launceston City players, because they kept fighting and they've gotten a bit of a consolation goal here, and it was a beautiful ball through from Dylan Williams, who's worked really hard out there for him today. And
goes to the postman. He crosses. Sklenash takes it and couldn't get around Gould, and now Lucas
Hill will
makes
have it.
Lucas Hill adds another one. And we'll finish 8-1 to the Olympia Warriors. The big mountain get